Wow. I'll bet you guys thought that took forever, but it was worse up here. I was like sweating. I'm wearing non-breathable polyester for the first time in years. I took my hat off for the national anthem, and I was like, oh my God, my bangs. I had worked for like 2 hours on them. They were perfect. It looked like I had hair. Anyway, that was really, really great and amazing, and thank you so much. That I almost cried because it means the world to me to be recognized for, I didn't think I did that much stuff. And I was like, I've been busy. I'm going on vacation after this. But thank you to the staff and the faculty. When they asked me to be the commencement speaker at Philadelphia University, it was like 6 months ago, and I thought, wow, this is a big honor, and they're going to give me a doctorate, and I'm going to get a pink and, yeah, it is kind of pink, a little sash, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to work really hard on this. I want to inspire the graduates, the families, the faculty. I'm going to put my heart and soul in this speech because I remembered what it was like being an undergraduate student and getting these massive projects and having a 6-month deadline and really researching and writing and making notes. And then, of course, I waited till last night to write this. I Googled amazing speeches. Oh, I know you've done it. Mitochondria. And I came up with this. 77 years. Wait a minute. Just kidding. Here's the real speech. Students, faculty, family, and friends, thank you so much for allowing me to join with you in celebrating your achievement today. I'm honored to be here surrounded by so much talent, enthusiasm, and potential. Let me start by telling you that 22 years ago, I know it's unbelievable, I was in your shoes. Not literally, because I was totally wearing pink Doc Martens. It was the 90s. I didn't know any better. But you know what I mean. It was the spring of 1991, and the ink was still wet on my BS in management from Gettysburg College, and I sat listening right where you are to the commencement address delivered by the brilliant Harvard psycholinguist Noam Chomsky. I have no recollection of what he said at all. So I thought I'd start by sharing some wisdom I thought you might actually remember 20 years from now. It comes from someone very much like Dr. Chomsky, a great sage of our times whose towering contributions to American culture have changed the course of history. I'm talking, of course, about Elizabeth Taylor. Liz once said that if you have passion, everything else falls into place. The world will provide what you need. And I can't tell you how much I believe that to be the most important advice I can offer you today. You've gotten your education, you've pulled the all-nighters, read the books, turned in the projects, you've waited in line at Chicken Finger Thursdays. You've fulfilled the requirements. You've earned the piece of paper that will be your entree into the world of work. But that's only half the equation. The rest is about finding your passion, embracing it, and following it without fear wherever it may lead. I could tell you that my career was the result of a carefully planned sequence of events, that when I sat there in May, in the May sun holding my diploma 22 years ago, I knew where I was headed and exactly how to get there. But I would be totally lying. The truth is, I didn't have a clue. I was excited and terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. All I had was a $20,000 a year job working for a nonprofit in Manhattan and a basement apartment in New Jersey. I was still thinking I had to go the safe route. I had gone to a good school, the school my parents wanted me to go to. I majored in business because it seemed like a good, solid bet. I mean, can you imagine me in advanced accounting? I mean, I don't even do math anymore. But I wasn't comfortable being out of the closet, and I wasn't convinced that my horizons I was convinced that my horizons were limited because I had grown up in a small conservative town in Pennsylvania. I mean, I was practically Amish. It's the black, it's all feeling like home. But if you live your life only following the path you think is approved or acceptable, or the one you think is expected of you, you'll be making a huge mistake. Not a single successful person, not Oprah, not Ralph Lauren, not Mark Zuckerberg, or even the guy who invented the Snuggie, damn him, has ever done great things because they played it safe. You've got to be true to yourself, invent yourself, and design your dream life. My true self always dreamed really big. I believed I could do something fun and creative and artistic and a little bit larger than life, but I didn't have much of a vision because there really weren't any role models I thought were like me. I had to just wing it. And the crazy thing is, it worked. And what do I mean? I'll tell you. While I was working at that nonprofit job in New York, I was at the gym one day, all decked out in head to toe in Ralph Lauren. I even was carrying a plaid basketball that you got from buying a gallon of Safari fragrance at Bloomingdale's. And I didn't work out at the gym, I just went there to meet people. We didn't have the Facebook back then. You had to go out. Well, anyway, there was this headhunter there who said, "Oh my God, you're so Ralph Lauren." And I said, "Oh my God, I so am. You should get me a job there." And the next thing I knew, I had an interview at Ralph Lauren. It was just like The Devil Wears Prada, except people were really nice and Meryl Streep was nowhere to be found. Well, I got the job at Ralph Lauren and I spent 7 years there working my way up from advertising to styling runway shows. And then one day, someone at the office said, "Did you hear Bravo is casting a new reality show?" And at that time, I thought Bravo was a non-stick cooking spray. But on a whim, I took the initiative, I embraced the opportunity, and I called the producers. 6 weeks later, I was quitting my job and going to be on a new TV show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. And all I could think was, I wonder if they have dental insurance. I had no idea how dramatically my life was about to change. Now, if someone had ever explained to me how hard it is supposed to be to get on television, I might have never tried. But ignorance was bliss, and I literally just willed it to happen. Here's the ironic thing. I thought that because I was gay, I was somehow flawed. It was the early 90s, and there was no gay NBA player. There was no gay marriage, and there was no Blaine and Kurt kissing on Glee. I thought that I'd be limited in some way professionally, and even if I found a great job, I wouldn't be able to be the real me. But virtually every good thing that has happened to me professionally, writing some books, being in movies, Dancing with the Stars, maybe that wasn't actually good, I still have bunions. Having my own show and my own fashion line, being friends with Oprah, it's all come about because I was the crazy, funny gay guy on Queer Eye. So the very thing that I thought was my Achilles tendon turned out to be the thing that was celebrated, the window to much of my success. So my message is, don't ever be ashamed to be exactly who you are, because you never know where it might take you. So maybe some happy accidents played a big role for me, but I also can't stress how much hard work and perseverance are key. You should always shoot to be the first or be the best at what you do. Don't let any challenge ever make you blink. You cannot be afraid to fail, because you will fail. I can guarantee it. And if you live your life in fear that you're going to make a mistake, you'll never get out of the house, much less change the world. And that's why we're here. There's one important caveat to all of this. Success and professional accomplishments are great, but it's still just as important to be kind. If your dreams get really big and take you to amazing directions and amazing places, you need to stay connected to the people who know you best, love you the most, and have your back. The worst thing in the world would be having all your dreams come true and not having anyone to share them with. Chances are some of these very people are sitting with you today. Look around you and remember, these are some of the people who will stand next to you when you get married. These are the people who will one day know your children. They will cheer your successes and hold your hand when you fail or grieve. So don't ever forget or take them for granted, and treat them with perfect kindness. It's crucial that you find a way to give back and pay it forward. When the universe rewards you with good fortune, thank it right back. Give of your time and talents to causes that mean something to you. When you're blessed with gifts that you have an obligation to share them, not just focus on your personal gain. You'll be better for it, I promise. And I have one final thought for you today. It's very easy to get caught up on focusing on all that's wrong with the world, complaining about how things just keep getting worse. But I still believe that stories like mine show there are endless possibilities out there. Who knows? Maybe I will still end up with Bradley Cooper. I want you to believe that the world is an amazing place, and I want you to believe that it can keep getting better because of talented people like you. You have the power to change the world, every single one of you. You might not cure cancer, invent the next iPhone, or even eradicate mom jeans. But you'll make a difference in your own way, whatever that way may be. I've had people come up to me and say I was able to have a dialogue with my family about being gay because of your TV show. Your show allowed me to be myself, to be happy. It literally saved my life. I never in a million years thought I could have imagined having that kind of an impact on anyone. And I remember that it's all because of the thing I was most unsure of. With that in mind, I'd like you to march out there today, believing in the mysterious possibilities of the universe. You may not be trained for every situation, but if you approach it with grace and a little bit of savvy, you really can do almost anything you set your mind to. Sometimes you just have to make your own opportunities, and fate will take you to places you could never imagine. Congratulations, and thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. Go forth and be amazing. Thank you.